All right, good morning. My name is Michael Henry. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself and my career. So I graduated from Morehouse College in 2011 with a degree in finance. My current position is an asset manager for a firm called Stockbridge Capital Group. We're a private equity commercial real estate investment firm that invests in real estate on behalf of institutional investors and high net worth individuals. Um, so just to tell you a little bit about what I do on a daily basis, I am the asset manager for our multifamily investment properties. So basically, my role is we have apartment complexes that we own, and on behalf of investors, I'm in charge of making decisions to generate cash flow and increase the value of the property. So that's it could be anywhere from deciding when to renovate units to push the rents, deciding where to deploy capital, communicating with various stakeholders on, making improvements to the property that overall is going to improve the value of the property. My company, we have about 16 billion in assets under management across the U.S. We touch all different four property types, so retail investments, industrial investments, office investments, and multifamily investments. Typically, in real estate and commercial real estate, you have professionals that would focus on a certain area. So I focus on multifamily. A lot of times you'll have individuals that focus on office or retail, and whatever, and develop a specialty and experience in that particular area of real estate. In terms of compensation, starting out in real estate, you start out at an analyst level role. The compensation from that role is typically between 80 to 90 plus, depending on what the firm you're in. The next level role would be you would get into your asset management VP position, and that's where you can make somewhere in between the low to mid 100K range, and it goes upward from there. Obviously, as you progress in the real estate industry in your career. So I would say what I love about my career is one, real estate is tangible. So the fact that real estate affects all of our lives. We all live somewhere. We all work somewhere. So being able to have an influence on where people live, giving them a quality place to live, and really the decisions that we make, affects the everyday lives of people. I think is one of the aspects that I really enjoy about my career. The second thing I would say is really the firm I work for. It's a real team oriented environment. I've been at companies before where it wasn't really a culture of working together. I think that really makes a difference in wherever you work. So I would say definitely try to really understand the culture as much as the firm and the industry that you're in. One thing that I would change about my current role, I would like to see our firm get involved and invest in more, I would say, inner city and underserved areas. I think it's something that the leadership in the firm kind of sets the tone of where we invest and where we deploy capital. So that's something that I want to bring a different perspective, and there's different investments and areas we can target and have an impact. So that's an area that I would like to change and that I'm working to change at my firm. So as far as what's next in my career path, it kind of goes to what I said before. I think logically next in my career, I want to develop in my role and then continue to grow into a role where I can be in charge of a fund and help make decisions on where capital is deployed, for my firm and for investors that we work with. So being able to have more of a decision-making role in that aspect is something that will be logical in my next step in my career path. So I think as far as preparing for the role, you have the technical side, which is being analytical and having experience working with Excel and finance and those concepts. So you really want to develop expertise in that area. I'll also say just interpersonal skills is any career you're in, you're going to need to know how to carry yourself in a professional environment, know how to respond to emails, know how to stay on top of whatever task you have in front of you. So just developing a work ethic, and knowing how to conduct yourself in a professional environment is something that would go a long way in preparing you for a career. Advice I would give to somebody that wants to follow this career path, I think one thing that's very important in the real estate industry is networking. I got my first job in commercial real estate through networking, just connecting with people that I know that worked in the industry and having them introduce me to other people in the industry. So I think, real estate is definitely an industry where it's about who really knows you. So you're not gonna. It's gonna be very hard for you to break into the industry without, picking up the phone and meeting with people and networking. So that's the main advice I would give to somebody who wants to follow this career path. So as far as real estate, the real estate industry, I think I would say that this is a industry that continues to evolve. I think it'll be here and it'll look differently in the future. I think one aspect of real estate that is growing, obviously, with what's going on with the pandemic, you have a lot of people working from home. So, there's trends and there's changes in the real estate industry where people want to live and people want to work that will continue to evolve. I do think there's a push. We've seen a push back to the city. A lot of cities in the U.S. are now, becoming in high demand for people to live. So I think really understanding the trends of where people want to live and where people work is something that if you want to get into real estate, I would follow that. That's kind of like the career path that you would want to kind of tailor your career path to. And then I would also say, as far as giving back, it's really all about mentorship. I've gotten to the position in my career where I'm kind of at a mid-level role, so I've been able to mentor other individuals at my career, at my job, and then people in the community as well who want to get into the real estate industry or are trying to progress within the real estate industry. So I really think mentorship is one of the main things that I take pride in, and how I give back to the community.